All right, so today we're going deep into the world of courtroom dramas, but with kind of a unique spin on it.
Okay.
We're checking out this Telugu film you might have heard of called Court, State versus a Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
It stars Priyadarshi, who plays a lawyer who gets caught up in a case that really tests his, morals and ideals. And I guess what's got people talking is how this film shows the Indian legal system.
Right.
So is this like a typical courtroom thriller, or is it something a little bit different? Let's find out.
Yeah, one of the first things that struck me about court state versus a nobody was how real it felt.
Okay.
It doesn't have those big theatrical courtroom battles we see in a lot of films.
Right.
It feels much more grounded. And one example of that is how they actually show the process of filing a first information report.
An FIR.
Yeah, exactly, an FIR.
It's
It's like the first step you have to take to start a legal case in India. And it's a process that can be really bureaucratic and difficult.
Okay.
And it's not something you often see in movies with this much detail.
That's a really good point. I mean, it's like the film is showing us the behind-the-scenes stuff most of us wouldn't know anything about.
Right.
It kind of makes you wonder, though, does that level of detail add to the drama, or does it make things a bit slow?
Yeah, that's a tough question. It's all about finding the right balance, I think. But from what I've read, it seems like court, state versus A, nobody manages to make those procedural details interesting.
Okay.
The reviews all praise Priyadarshi's acting. They say he's really subtle but powerful.
Yeah.
Like he brings a lot of depth to the character without being too dramatic.
It's interesting that they highlight his subtlety.
Yeah.
I feel like so many courtroom dramas are all about those big dramatic speeches.
Yeah.
But this film seems to be doing something different.
Totally. It's more understated. It's focused on the tension and the human drama that happens within the legal system.
I see. So it's not about the big courtroom showdowns.
Right, exactly.
It's about the process.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another interesting point. This film really digs into the workings of the Indian legal system. And that makes me wonder, I mean, does that make it more engaging for the audience, or does it get a bit too technical?
I think it could be really insightful, especially for a Western audience, because it gives them a look into a legal system that's so different from their own.
Yeah, that's true.
But the sources do mention that all that focus on process might not be for everyone.
Right.
Especially if you're used to those really fast-paced legal thrillers.
Yeah, some people want those quick thrills.
Yeah.
The excitement of the chase. And this film is saying, hey, slow down. Let's actually look at how the system works.
Right.
But there is some criticism out there that the film might not completely fulfill its potential.
Oh, really?
I was reading a review in the Indian Express, and they praised the film's realism, but they also said that it kind of plays it safe. Like it doesn't really dive into the hard-hitting realities as deeply as it could have.
I see.
So it seems like the film is trying to balance social commentary with entertainment.
Right.
Which maybe means it avoids certain complicated issues to appeal to a wider audience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that might leave some viewers feeling like it could have gone further.
Yeah.
Really explored those systemic problems in more detail.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the big question, I guess, is this a watch or skip?
Well, based on everything I've read, court, state versus a nobody, is definitely worth watching if you're someone who enjoys nuanced storytelling and legal dramas that have something to say about society. But if you're looking for pure escapism, you might find it a little slow.
So maybe not for everyone, but certainly interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into court, state versus a nobody, it really got me thinking, what kind of courtroom drama really grabs you? Is it the excitement of a high-stakes case, or is it the quiet drama of a system that's trying to deal with its own imperfections? I think this film gives us a really interesting mix of both.
I think so, too.
So check it out and see what you think.
Definitely.
All right, until next time.
See you then.
Bless you.